The star child searched for 3 years. Sometimes he seemed to see his mother on the road in front of him. He called to her and ran after her, but he never reached her. People told him, "No, we have not seen her. Nobody has walked along this road." They laughed at him. One evening, he came to the gates of a great city. The soldier at the gate stopped him. "What do you want here?" "I am looking for my mother," he answered. "I want to come into this city, please." "Perhaps she is here." "Your mother will not be pleased when she sees you. You are uglier than the ugliest animal. Go away." Another soldier said, "Who is your mother and why are you seeking for her?" He answered, "My mother is a beggar. I have been very unkind to her. I want her to forgive me." But they stopped him going in. He turned away, crying. Then an officer came. "Who is trying to come into this city?" he asked. "The child of a beggar," they answered. "So we are sending him away." "No," said the officer, laughing. "We will sell him as a slave. His price will be the price of a loaf of bread." A strange old man who was passing by called out, and said, "I will buy him at that price." He paid the money and took the star child into the city. They went along many streets and came to a little door that was set in a wall that was covered with a pomegranate tree. The old man touched the door with his ring, and it opened. They went down 5 steps into a garden. Then the old man put a cloth over the star child's eyes and pushed him into a building. When the cloth was taken off his eyes, the child found himself in a dark prison. The old man gave him a piece of moldy bread and said, "Eat." And he gave him some brackish water in a cup and said, "Drink." And when the child had eaten and drunk, the old man went out, locking the door behind him and fastening it with an iron chain. The old man was really a clever magician. The next day, he came to the star child and frowned at him, and said, "There is a forest near the south gate of the city. In it there are 3 pieces of gold. One is white gold, one is yellow gold, and the third is red gold. Today you must bring me the piece of white gold. If you do not bring it back, I will hit you. Go. This evening I will wait for you at the door of the garden." He put a cloth over the eyes of the star child and took him through the house and the garden and up the 5 steps to the door. Then he sent him into the street. The star child went out of the gate of the city and came to the forest. It was a beautiful forest, but the plants under the trees cut his skin. He could not find the piece of white gold anywhere. He looked for it all day. And at sunset he turned back towards home, weeping, for he knew what fate was in store for him. As the star child reached to the end of the wood, he heard a cry as of someone in pain. And forgetting his own sadness he ran back to the place, and saw there a little rabbit caught in a trap that some hunter had set for it. "Help me! Free me!" it cried. And the star child had pity on it, and released it, and said to it, "I myself am a slave, but I can give you your freedom." So he freed the rabbit. The rabbit answered, "You have helped me. What shall I do for you?" "I am looking for a piece of white gold. I cannot find it." "Come with me," said the rabbit, "and I will take you to it. I know where it is hidden." So the star child went with the rabbit. In the cleft of a great oak tree he found the piece of white gold in a tree. "You have repaid the favor I have shown you 100-fold," said the child to the rabbit. "No," replied the rabbit, "I have treated you as you have treated me." The rabbit ran away and the star child went towards the city. At the gate of the city, there was a man. His face and skin were eaten away by a terrible illness. A grey cloth covered his face and there were 2 holes in the cloth for his eyes. When he saw the star child, he cried out, "I have no food. Give me some money or I will die." "I only have 1 piece of gold," said the star child. "If I do not take it to my employer, he will hit me." The sick man said again sadly, "Please give me some money, or I shall die." The star child felt sorry for him and gave him the piece of white gold. When the star child came to the magician's house, the magician asked, "Have you got the piece of white gold?" "No," said the star child, "I have not." So the magician hit him. Then he said, "Eat," but he did not give him any bread. He said, "Drink," but he gave him a cup with no water in it. The next day, the magician came to the child and said, "Bring me the piece of yellow gold today. If you do not bring it, I will hit you harder than yesterday. And I will surely keep you as my slave." The star child went to the forest. All day he tried to find the piece of yellow gold. In the evening, he sat down and began to cry. The little rabbit that he had rescued from the trap came to him. "Why are you crying?" asked the rabbit.